You know that feeling when you're staring at a pile of receipts, bank statements, and invoices, and everything just starts to blur together? Yeah, we've all been there. And if you're anything like most business owners I know, you probably want to just shove it all in a drawer and deal with it later. But here's the thing. Making good business decisions starts with getting your financial act together. So today, we're going to break this down into bite-sized, totally manageable pieces. I'm going to share some practical strategies that'll help you get your financial ish together. You're listening to the Productive Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Tonia Kendrick, and I'm on a mission to help online business owners like you focus on the right things and take imperfect action. Every week, you'll get my best tips on everything from time management and content creation to planning effectively and managing mindset issues, all in an effort to help you become more productive. So let's jump into this episode. Let's start with the basics, getting crystal clear on your financial situation. No fancy jargon, just straight talk about what you need to know. First up, create a detailed budget. I know, not the most exciting thing in the world, but stick with me here. Grab a spreadsheet or your favorite budgeting app and list out all your monthly income sources. We're talking sales revenue, client payments, ad money, affiliate income, everything that brings cash into your business. Then we're going to categorize your expenses. You've got your fixed costs. Think rent, utilities, loan payments, subscriptions, and your variable costs like inventory, marketing, and that coffee budget that keeps you functioning. And yes, even those tiny expenses matter because they add up fast. And here's a quick pro tip. Your budget isn't set in stone. As your business evolves, your budget should too. Think of it as a living document that grows with your business. Now let's talk about tracking expenses, the other half of the financial clarity equation. You can use accounting software if you want to make life easier, or rock it old school with a spreadsheet if that's more your style. The key is categorizing expenses as you go. It's like keeping your receipts organized instead of stuffing them into a shoebox. Pay special attention to those sneaky recurring expenses that automatically hit your account. You might be surprised by how many subscriptions you're paying for but not actually using. All right, now for the fun part, setting financial goals. And we're going to make these SMART goals because who doesn't love a good acronym? That's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of saying, I want to make more money, don't we all? Try something like, I'm going to increase my profit margins by 15% in the next 12 months by optimizing my pricing and cutting unnecessary overhead. See how that's way more specific? And it actually gives you something to work toward. Think about both short-term wins and long-term dreams. Maybe you want to pay off that high-interest credit card by the end of the quarter. Or you'd like to hire your first employee next year. Both are totally valid. It's all about finding that sweet spot between I can do this and this makes me stretch a little. And by the way, I have a whole episode on setting financial goals. I'll drop a link to it in the show notes. One way to make better decisions is by leveling up your financial knowledge. The business world moves fast, and staying on top of your financial gain means continuing to learn. I'm not saying you need to become a CPA, but there are some awesome resources out there. Online courses can help you stay on top of the latest financial strategies and best practices. Look for ones that cover the basics like budgeting and forecasting, but don't skip the more complex stuff like tax planning and financial analysis. If you're just getting started and need a crash course in understanding and mastering your finances, check out my course, Fearless Finances. It covers everything from understanding key reports to implementing systems and analyzing metrics. I'll drop a link to it in the show notes. And speaking of learning resources, I've got some book recommendations that really helped me with money mindset. You Are a Badass at Making Money and The Millionaire Next Door. Add these to your reading list. Trust me, I'll include links in the show notes. And if you don't want to commit to reading the whole book right now, then consider reading a summary. In episode 26, I review Headway, which is a book summary app that includes tons of business finance books. I'll also include a link to that episode in the show notes. Of course, while educating yourself is important, there's no substitute for professional guidance, especially when it comes to complex financial matters. Consider working with a financial advisor who gets small business. They can help you develop a solid financial plan, optimize your tax strategy, hello deductions, and spot opportunities you might have missed. And don't forget about business networks, whether online or an in-person group. Check with your Chamber of Commerce if you're looking for something local. Business networks can be helpful sources of advice, support, and resources. Plus, they're a great place to get recommendations for hiring skilled professionals like accountants or bookkeepers. Now let's talk about making your financial life easier through automation, because honestly, who doesn't want it to be easier? Start with automated savings. Set up regular transfers from your business checking to a dedicated savings account. This way, you're building your safety net without having to think about it. And yes, this includes setting aside money for taxes. Future you will be so grateful that you did that. Good accounting software is the next step for automation. It can handle your invoicing, expense tracking, and even help with payroll. The time that you save on data entry, that's time that you can spend actually growing your business. Now, even with all this automation, you still need to keep tabs on your money. Set aside time each month to review your numbers. Put it in your calendar. Make it a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Look for any red flags. Celebrate your wins. Yes, celebrating is important. And make adjustments as needed. And then once a year, sit down with your financial advisor or accountant for a bigger picture review. They might spot opportunities or risks that you didn't notice. Okay, let's get real for a minute. Sometimes the biggest obstacle to making smart financial decisions isn't about the numbers at all. It's about our relationship with money. If you're dealing with scarcity thinking or money anxiety, and let's be honest, who isn't sometimes? Try this. Start your day with some money affirmations. I know it might sound kind of woo-woo, but it works. Try these on for size. I am confident in my ability to make smart money decisions. I am disciplined and intentional with my business finances. Every small step I take builds my financial confidence. All right, friends, let's wrap this up with some concrete actions you can take right now. Pick one financial task to tackle this week. Maybe it's setting up that budget or finally getting your expense tracking system in place. Review your financial goals. Make sure they're smart and still align with where you want your business to go. Choose one area of your finances to automate. Start small, maybe with savings transfers or invoice payments. Schedule your monthly financial sessions for the next 6 months. Put them in your calendar right now. And pick up one of those books I recommended and commit to reading it in the next 30 days. Remember, financial success isn't about making perfect decisions. It's about making progress consistently. Take it one step at a time and keep moving forward. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Until next time, keep making those smart money moves. And before you go, if you like what you hear on the Productive Entrepreneur podcast, then come check out the Organized Business Toolbox. It's my monthly membership for solo entrepreneurs who want to feel in control and take imperfect action to move their businesses forward. When you join, you'll get instant access to the Training and Resource Vault, and a new toolbox or course drops every month. Plus, we have monthly Voxer office hours where you can privately ask me questions and get my direct feedback. If that sounds like something you need, the link is in the show notes, or visit ToniaKendrick.com, and I'll see you on the inside.